Namaste mamas and mamas to be, welcome to YogaCandi. My name's Candice and today I have a quick prenatal pregnancy yoga stretch out for you. So please do seek advice from your physician before you begin any form of exercise or stretching routine, but this is suitable for every trimester as long as everything is good with your body. Just make sure you listen to yourself, be really gentle. Don't force the body. We are releasing a hormone called relaxin now that we're pregnant, which is just preparing the body for opening up, for growing, and for the birth process. So we're more prone to being able to pull ligaments and pull muscles. So this really is a time to be gentle, although it still feels absolutely wonderful to stretch. The main thing is to listen to your body. And I'd love to know in the comments how far along you are, how you're feeling within yourself, and also how this video left you feeling as well. I'm also pregnant myself. I'm 17 weeks at the moment. I'm not showing very much at the moment, but I'm definitely feeling a hardness underneath my belly button, and it's just a lovely feeling, isn't it? Just knowing that there's life growing within you. So all you're going to need today, ladies, is a nice thick cushion, maybe off your sofa, perhaps off your bed, and then a couple of yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, just grab a couple of cushions instead. It's going to be a very simple class today. It's all going to be seated, so don't worry, there's not too much to it. But I do recommend investing in some yoga blocks, because if you are planning to do yoga throughout your pregnancy, this is going to be a prop that's going to be so handy to you, especially a nice couple of foam blocks, because they're nice and soft. So make sure you grab some of them. You can get them so cheap on Amazon. All right, let's begin. So start in a nice comfortable seat, any seat of your choice, cross-legged preferably. Feel free to hike your hips up onto a cushion if that's more comfy. And we're just going to start off just by tuning into the body. So sit up really nice and tall through the spine. Hug your baby towards your spine by very slightly engaging your core muscles. We're just going to start off with 5 really deep inhales and exhales in and out of the nostrils. Take your hands to your belly. And let's engage with baby throughout today's class as well. So take your hands to the belly. Close those eyes, shoulders away from the ears. And enjoy 5 deep inhales and exhales. On every inhale, you're going to expand your belly, releasing all the pelvic floor muscles. On every exhale, you're going to suck baby deep within you, using your core muscles, and you're going to lift up through the pelvic floor. Take one more deep breath. Wonderful. You can open your eyes. Let's take our left hand over towards the left side of the mat and just drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Take the right hand and you can place it very gently on top of the head, just giving the back of the neck and the shoulder, maybe even down the arm, a lovely stretch out. Take 3 deep breaths here. Throughout the class, keep your inhales and exhales nice and long. And make sure that on your exhales, you lift up through the pelvic floor and hug your little baby back towards your spine. One more deep breath. Release the head, send the right arm over towards the right side of the mat. Drop your left ear towards the left shoulder. Now you're always welcome to stay here or add extra resistance, taking this left hand to the top of the head, gently placing it on top. Taking our 3 deep inhales. And release the head. Now take this right arm up and back behind you. Using the left, you can always guide that right arm a little further back, stretching the tricep here on the right side. Or you can go a step further, taking this left arm behind your back, and maybe you can find a little grip of the fingertips behind you. Now this is quite advanced, so don't worry if this is not accessible. Just do whichever variation works for you today. Sit up nice and tall wherever you are and release, slowly come out of it. Let's take it to the other side. So left arm up and over the head. You can use the right just to take it a little further back behind you, grabbing onto that elbow, pulling it back a little bit, nice and gently though. Don't strain the neck, whatever you do. Or you can try and find that little interlace behind your spine, taking the right hand behind the back. See if you can find those left fingertips. Sit up tall and let's close our eyes. 3 deep breaths. Tune into the inner body. And gently release. Let's change our legs. We're going to come into butterfly pose. Now remember, you can always prop your hips up. Taking the inner soles of the feet together, we're going to start off by sending the hips back. So our hips are going to be quite far away from our feet at this point, quite a few inches away. Now if your knees are very propped up, you can always place 2 pillows underneath. Just for extra comfort, place your hands behind you and sit up nice and tall. You can even take your spine to the wall. If you have the flexibility, you're going to slightly lean forward, taking your hands in front of you. From here, keep your spine nice and long. So wherever you are, let's find a little bit of movement. So we can just roll from side to side. If you have the flexibility, you're going to slightly come forward. Only if your belly is not in the way, of course. So do whatever feels right for your body. You may just want to sit up nice and tall. Just follow the breath, keeping that breath nice and deep. You can even take your hands to your knees and find a bit of movement there. You may feel this on the outer edges of the hips, maybe into the buttock even, but it's a wonderful hip opener. And the good thing is that it's a symmetrical stretch. I try to avoid asymmetrical stretches for pregnant ladies just because there's all sorts of pelvic issues that can happen when we're pregnant due to this hormone relaxin. So if anybody's suffering with anything like that, let me know in the comments below. Continue with your movement, just a couple more breaths. And come back to the center. Let's draw the heels closer towards the pelvis. Hold on to your toes, hold on to your feet, sit up tall. Now you may just want to stay seated up tall with your knees on pillows, that's fine. Or you may want to start to lean a little forward. So come on forward until it feels like, yep, that's as far as I can go. Then you're just going to close your eyes and breathe deep. If you can go further, you can always bring your forearms to your block. Or you can even lean all the way forward, taking your chest onto one of your pillows if you have very open hips. This is only for those that are very flexible and perhaps quite advanced yogis already. So I'm just going to go halfway. I'm only going to be about here today. So wherever you are, close your eyes and enjoy tuning in, paying attention to the belly, hugging your baby nice and tightly towards your spine. Enjoy your deep breaths. On the exhales, lift up through your pelvic floor, squeezing your belly button towards the spine, as if you're giving your baby a big, tight hug. Take one more deep breath wherever you are. And release. Remove your prop if you had it. Bring your knees together and let's extend through the legs into a wide straddle, only as wide as you can get your legs. Now you don't have to have them as wide as mine, you can even have them wider depending on your flexibility. Just be aware of that hormone relaxin, you don't want to push it. So from here, whichever straddle you're in, you can always take your spine against a wall, just like you did in butterfly. You can keep your hands on the ground, and if you need to add a micro bend in the knees, do that. If you can keep them straight, lift the knees up towards your body so you're engaging the legs, feet are facing up towards the sky. Let's find movement once again, just rolling from side to side, feeling those hamstrings and the inner thighs starting to wake up for us, loosening up. Be very gentle. You can close your eyes here. Whatever it is you want to do, you can be still or you can find movement. Just listen to your breath. Keep that breath nice and deep. Take a couple more here. And then we're going to find some stillness. We're going to take our block in front of us, either bringing the forearms or the forehead down to the block, or you can just lie over your pillow, so totally depending on your flexibility here. You can add extra height with your pillow by placing some blocks underneath or on top. And just leaning forward, making sure that your belly is comfortable. So wherever you are, ladies, find some comfort in this pose. You can stay up nice and tall. Just close your eyes and enjoy the stretch, totally give in to gravity. Let's together take 5 deep breaths. And very slowly walk yourself up, remove your props. Keep your right leg where it is, and we're going to take this left leg, use your arm to guide it in towards your pelvis. So you've got your left foot pushing towards the pelvis. Take your right hand over in the inside of the right leg and inhale the left arm up to the sky, just stretching through the side body. You can stay up tall on your palm, or you can come down to your forearm and get a little deeper. And wherever you are, try to point your face and your chest towards the sky, extending nice and long through this left side body. Together, relax the neck, and let's take 3 deep breaths. And release. Come on up, nice and slowly. From here, let's take a really small little twist. So let's take our left hand to the right leg and gently look behind us, not a very deep twist at all. And make sure you're twisting from the upper body and not from the belly. Take a deep inhale, exhale, release out the mouth. And again. And release. Let's extend back through this left leg. It's going to go out and long. Guide this right leg up and in towards the pelvis. Sit up nice and tall, and we're going to do the same on the other side. Left hand inside of the left leg. Inhaling the right arm up to the sky. Look up, extend through that arm. You can stay up on the fingertips, or if your body allows you to, you can come on down to your forearm. Chest and face tilting towards the sky. Let's enjoy 3 deep breaths together. And come on up. Taking that gentle twist, right hand to the opposite side of the left leg, and take your left arm behind you. You can look straight ahead, or you can look slightly behind you. Just make sure you're twisting from the upper body. Take a deep inhale through the nostrils. Exhale out the mouth. And again. Inhale back to center. Let's lift up through the left leg and guide it back towards the body. We're going to do our very last stretch of the day. So I'm going to show you a couple of variations. Come onto your hands and knees and just bring your knees together. Your feet should be wider than your hips. Now we're going to sit back onto a cushion. And I'll just move forward a little actually. Sit back onto a cushion. So place a cushion between the legs. We're coming in for hero pose. We want to keep it quite restorative by keeping it gentle. This is why we're seated on a cushion. You can always raise your hips as much as needed. So just taking an internal hip rotation now, counteracting all of those hip openers we've just done. Now there's a couple of variations you can choose, depending how far along you are in your pregnancy. You can stay seated up like this. If your belly is getting bigger and your uterus is quite big, you're going to be at a point now in your pregnancy where lying back on your back is going to be very uncomfortable. So this is where I want you to stay, probably from the 2nd and 3rd trimesters, especially if you've got a bit of a belly. If you don't, if you're in your 1st trimester, or if you are very small in the belly because it's your 1st pregnancy perhaps, then you're more than welcome to recline this pose. We're not going to be here for too long. All together, let's stay up seated and take 3 deep breaths, seated up nice and tall. Lift up through that pelvic floor on every exhale. Okay, so everybody who has a little belly and maybe you're in your first trimester, you're welcome to come on down to your elbows, and maybe this is where you stay. Perhaps you can come even further, and this is where you're going to use your 2 blocks if you have them. We're going to place a block where it's going to be lengthways, so you're creating like a T with your blocks. The first block is going to land just below your shoulder blades, up to the top of your shoulders. It's not going to be any lower on the spine. You want to make it high up on the spine. The other block is where your head is going to rest. So let's come on down to the forearms, place your blocks in where they need to be. You may need to adjust them a little bit. So as you come on down, just feel, make sure that first block is on the top part of the back. And then the second block is to rest your head on. So wherever you are, ladies that are seated, continue to meditate with your baby. Place your hands onto your belly. And just show your baby some love, keeping your breath nice and deep. The ladies that are lying down, you can take your hands to your belly as well and meditate with your little one. Or you can allow your arms to open up into like cactus arms, stretching out the front part of the chest, just allowing your elbows to fall down towards the ground. So wherever you are, ladies, whichever position you're in, together we're going to take 5 deep breaths. On every exhale, lift up through that pelvic floor and hug your baby with your belly muscles towards your spine. Take one more deep breath. Ladies that are seated, just continue to enjoy feeling the movement of your baby, keeping your eyes closed. Just allow your thoughts to pass, enjoying the stretch, enjoying this time with your baby. Those that are lying down, gently lift your arms if they were in cactus. Place your elbows onto the ground and very gently suck your belly in and lift up through the pelvic floor. We're going to use the arms to push the head up and then very gently come up onto one palm, push yourself up and then onto the other palm, making your way up very gently, not using the stomach muscles too much. From our seated position, let's roll forward, placing the hands on the ground, and just remove all your props just for a moment. I'd like to thank all of you for joining me today, and I hope you've enjoyed today's class. If you have, or if there's something you're looking for that would really help you during your pregnancy, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to create a video that's going to help you ladies. That's what my intention is. So congratulations on your little ones. Whether this is your first or not, what an exciting time. If you guys want to connect with me on a deeper level, you can find me on YogaCandi.com. Sign up so you never miss a thing. I'm actually in the process of creating a pregnancy course for you guys, which I'm going to be putting in the description as soon as it is ready to be released. But until then, you can sign up and then you never miss a class. Every week I have something new coming your way. There'll also be postnatal once I'm at that point of my recovery. Then I'll be creating some of those for you guys as well. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. Let's connect and let's follow each other's journeys. This is such a beautiful journey, and I feel really grateful to be sharing this with others worldwide. So thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again on our next prenatal video. Namaste everybody. Have a wonderful day or evening. Goodbye.